broadcast, the place where we ditch the fluff, get real about life and mindset, and unapologetically step into our power. I'm your host, the Queen Lady T, and if you are tired of the fake smiles and the forced positivity and the feeling that your happiness is always tied to what you do for others, this episode is for you. Because let's be honest, how many times have you said, I'm happy when I'm helping others, but deep down, you're exhausted, you're drained, and you're running on empty? If your happiness only exists when you feel needed, then it's not your happiness. It's just validation in disguise. Today, we are done with that bullshit. We are calling back your power, redefining your happiness on your terms, and breaking free from the people-pleasing cycle once and for all. Are you ready? Let's go. All right, so I understand this struggle firsthand. Sorry, y'all gonna have to forgive the dogs barking. I'm not editing that out. I know this struggle firsthand. There was a time when I was constantly seeking approval. And I say a time, that was like my whole life. That was my whole life. And let's be honest, that's most of us. Because, I mean, it starts from when we're little. When we're babies, that's one of the first things we learn is to seek approval. What do we do when grown-ups laugh at something? We do that something again and again and again and again. Because, hey, they like it. So let's keep doing that, right? But I was always making sure that I was good enough for everyone around me. But one day I had to ask myself, like, what about me? What about me? And what actually makes me happy? And that's very uncomfortable. It can be very uncomfortable at first. I know for me, just asking the question to somebody, are you happy? It makes me uncomfortable because I can feel how uncomfortable it makes them to answer that question. It takes a lot of introspection, right? And honestly, I didn't know. Most people don't know is what I find when I ask the question. So once I started stepping out of my comfort zone and prioritizing my own joy, that's when everything started shifting. That's when everything started changing. And I found that for me, what lights my fire is guiding others to their aha moment, helping them see their worth, helping them embrace self-love and master their mindset. That shit lights me up. I never knew that that was my thing, but that is my thing. This is where I come alive, and I want that same thing for you. I want you to be able to find that thing that lights that fire in the pit of your soul that just makes you get up like, yes, I want to do this. I want to do more of this. Let's go. All right, so the big question, are you happy? Are you? Now, I don't mean just when things are going well or not just when everyone else is okay, but deep down in the quiet moments at night when maybe you're alone or whatever the case may be. Are you truly happy? Or have you been forcing a smile? Have you been pretending to be okay and carrying the weight of everyone else's needs until you reach your breaking point? Let's normalize not faking happiness. Let's normalize not forcing joy when things are heavy and when they don't go as planned, when life feels hard. Because happiness isn't about ignoring your struggles. It's about allowing yourself to feel them without letting the struggles define you. It's about knowing you still get to choose joy even in the messiness of life. So How do you start discovering what truly fulfills you? Let's break it down into 3 powerful steps. All right, so first, let's pause and reflect. Most of us are so busy doing what we think we're supposed to do that we never stop to ask, what actually makes me happy? We're so busy doing what we've been told to do, what we've been told we should be doing, what we've been told is the best for us. But is that really what makes us happy? So just take a moment and ask yourself, when was the last time I felt truly excited? Like butterflies in my stomach excited. What activities or moments make me lose track of time? If I could spend an entire day doing whatever I wanted with no responsibilities, what would I do? If you don't have an answer, that is okay. It just means you get to start exploring. So step 2, we're going to experiment without guilt. Give yourself permission to try new things just for you. Give yourself permission to step outside of your comfort zone. Oh my gosh. The outside of the comfort zone is an amazing place. Yes, from inside, it seems real scary, and even a little bit from the outside. But once you get outside of your comfort zone, man, you will meet yourself on a whole different level. So take a class that interests you, even if you think you'll be bad at it. Travel somewhere new, even if it's just a different part of your city. Spend intentional time alone without distractions. Start journaling. Like, not to be productive, but to connect with yourself. These are all great ways of just experimenting. Try something new. Anything that's different. I remember doing a 30-day uncomfortable challenge with a coach, and she had us do it like every day for 30 days. We had to do something that made us uncomfortable, and the best I can say, that was a very uncomfortable challenge, but it is something that changed my life forever, because now I'm obsessed with the outside of my comfort zone. And it could be the simplest things, like taking a cold shower. I don't know if you've ever taken a cold shower, but that shit is uncomfortable as hell. So it's definitely one of those things that qualifies as stepping outside of your comfort zone. That is uncomfortable. I remember that was the first time I went live without makeup. And it was just like, oh my gosh, like staring at this screen with my face with no makeup on it was just like so uncomfortable. But it was a great way to get outside of my comfort zone, and it absolutely changed my life. And you find out things that you love and things that burn a fire in you that you had no idea about. Because how can you know? You stay in this little bubble that's so comfortable and you never try anything new. How can you possibly know? And if none of those things are the thing that light a fire in you, then that thing must exist outside of your comfort zone. Because we all know the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing, expecting different results. Come on, get outside of the box. Your happiness doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. It only has to feel right for you. All right, and number 3, set boundaries. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. I say it all the time. You will hear me talk about it all the time. Setting boundaries is so freaking important in so many aspects for so many reasons. Set boundaries and reclaim your energy. If you've been saying yes to everything just to keep people happy, it's time to start saying yes to yourself. It's time to start saying no to them folks and say yes to yourself. Set limits on how much you give to others without refilling your own cup. We talked about that a few episodes ago. Stop trying to pour from an empty cup. Set a limit. Give so much out of your cup and save some for yourself. And then take time to refill your cup before you start pouring out of it again. Stop over explaining yourself when you say no. You don't owe anybody an explanation. No means no. You don't have to over explain. I mean, if you want to give them a little something like, I have other plans, guess what? That was a whole explanation. First of all, no is a complete sentence. But you were nice enough to say, I have other plans. You don't have to explain what your plans are. Or, why you have other plans. Or, oh, I would. But, yeah, you don't have to do all that. Boundaries. Energy. And then give yourself permission to walk away from what drains you without guilt. If it is draining you, do not feel bad from walking away from it. Even if that thing that's draining you is a person, sometimes you got to love people from a distance. Do not feel bad about walking away from them. Boundaries don't mean pushing people away. They mean protecting your energy so you can actually enjoy the life that you're building. If your boundaries push people away, it's only because they don't respect your boundaries. And they're probably not meant to be in your life. They're not meant for your highest good. Either way, let them people go. Let them go. Protect your energy. Stand on your boundaries. And now, I mentioned this in the beginning, and I want to challenge a belief that comes up a lot when I ask people what makes them happy. The most common answer I get is helping others. Now, don't get me wrong. Giving, serving, making a difference, it is beautiful. I love helping others too. But I want you to ask yourself this. Are you happy because you love what you're doing to help? Or are you happy because you feel needed? Because feeling needed and feeling truly fulfilled are not the same thing. If your happiness is tied to whether others approve of you or rely on you or validate you, that's not your happiness. It's just another form of people pleasing. True happiness comes from when you feel lit up from within, whether or not anyone else is watching or benefiting from it. When I am recording my podcast, it's just me, myself, and I in this room, and Ginger back there, and a couple other stuffed animals that I got around the room that I've named. But, and I don't know if anybody is going to watch this. I don't know if there's going to be one listener or if there's going to be 100 listeners, but I know I am in my zone. I am on fire when I am sitting here doing what I love. And it doesn't really matter who claps for me because I'm doing this shit. The badass broadcast is a thing. Like, you can find it on all the podcasting platforms, including Audible. I went on Audible to search it just to see if it was there because I didn't believe them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm on Audible. Like, I'm really, like, I've been wanting to do this for years. And even back then, I had no idea that it would fulfill me in this way. And it's like so freaking exciting. So it doesn't matter like who's watching or who's listening. This is something that I love to do. And for those of you who are listening, who do listen, who do tune in, whether it's the day that it drops or a year from now, like, I hope that you get something from this. I hope that it helps you. I hope that it makes an impact. But hey, if it don't, I gave it my best shot, right? My point is, this is one of those things that makes me truly happy. And everybody should have something that makes them truly happy, that lights a fire up in them. And I will tell you, asking people what makes them happy, 9 times out of 10, the answer is helping other people, or my kids make me happy, or being a mom makes me happy, or all these things that's tied to other people. And sure, those things bring you joy, but do they really? Is that what lights a fire in you? Is that what makes you say, yes, more please? Ask yourself, if no one needed me today, what would still make me happy? What would I still want to do just for me? And if you don't have an answer yet, that's okay. Because I just gave you some really good questions to ponder. Maybe even journal them. It just means you have a new and exciting journey ahead to discover you beyond the role you play for others. You beyond the mask that you wear. Go explore that shit and enjoy it. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy all the things you learn. Enjoy stepping outside of your comfort zone. And I challenge you this week to do one thing just for you. Just for you. Not for your kids or your husband or, whoever it is that you go through life pleasing. Just for you. No people pleasing. No worrying about what others will think. Something that brings you joy, even if it's small. And then when you do it, I would love to hear about it. So, like, you can send me a message on social media, or you can tag me or whatever, so we can celebrate together. I know some platforms will have where you can like directly comment on the podcast. You can leave it there. That's totally okay. But I would love to hear that one thing you did this week just for you, to bring you joy. So right now I'm going to guide you through this short but powerful exercise to help you call in your power and ignite that fire within you. So if you can, go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and just let yourself settle in this moment. Now I want you to imagine yourself in a place where you feel completely free, completely alive. Maybe it's in nature, maybe it's creating something, maybe it's just sitting in stillness. As you stand in this space, ask yourself, what makes my soul light up? What would I still love to do even if no one else needed me. Let the answer come to you without judgment. It might be a feeling, an image, a whisper of an ideal. Whatever it is, trust it. This is your happiness, your fire, and you have permission to follow it. Now take one more deep breath. And when you're ready, open your eyes. You are powerful. You are worthy of your own joy. And starting today, you get to choose. Now, in closing, we are going to anchor the energy of this episode with an affirmation. So repeat after me. I am worthy of joy that is mine alone. I release the need for validation and embrace happiness on my own terms. I give myself permission to explore, to grow, and to choose what lights my soul on fire every single day. My happiness is not selfish. It is my power, and I stand fully in it. Take a deep breath. Let it settle into your heart and exhale. Know that this is your truth. You are free to be you. Happiness isn't something you find. It's something you create. And it starts with choosing yourself. Until next time, remember, you are an unstoppable badass, worthy of everything your heart desires. Let's get it.
Broadcast, feel the flame breaking, the rules rewriting the game.
Want to keep this momentum going? Here's how you can take it to the next level. Rise and thrive with my brand new Facebook community, Elevated Soul Tribe. The name has changed, the mission remains. This is your unlimited space for soulful self-love, mindset mastery, and badass transformation. Book your free badass breakthrough session, and together, let's tackle what's been holding you back. If you're loving this badass energy, consider making a donation to help keep these empowering episodes coming. Subscribe, rate, and share this broadcast with someone who needs a spark of badassery in their life. All right, love bug, I'll catch you in the next episode of the Badass Broadcast.
Feel the flame breaking, the rules rewriting the game.